Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. Philly, Joe and Kirby, minus the Joe portion, the formidable Joe portion of the program. He's away for a few days, having minor surgery done pertaining to a hernia.
I'm going to tell you right now, though, that did not stop the man from getting up this morning on Facebook and wishing people happy birthday. And when I got in this morning, I was left this lovely piece of his pad of paper, the yellow paper with the lines, and he wrote in his nice little writing.
What do you got? I got a note too, so let's see your note.
I got reminders of some guests we have on the show today.
Okay.
As if I was going to forget about people that are coming on the show. And I love that he reminded me. Because I love reminders regardless, but this is just peak Joe right here.
Peak Joe, and also verbally reminded us yesterday, hey, don't forget about, and then left you a note, the most Joe thing ever, and then I got a note by my keyboard because we played that Jet song yesterday.
Yeah, the one that is available on Spotify.
It was on our podcast yesterday if you want to download that as well. Bryce Mazeppa, for those asking. The Jets, or it's just called Jets Soar High by Bryce Mazeppa. He did it with some AI. It's available on Spotify. So I got that note because he knew, Joe, that I would get some questions about it this morning.
Mm-hmm. And you got the same paper.
I got the same paper, that yellow.
You got the second half of this paper. He cut it in half, or he folded it in half and ripped it, and you got the other half.
That man was busy after the show yesterday, leaving notes.
I hope he rests.
And then, and then the happy birthdays are good too on Facebook.
Honestly, I think it's funny because I think it's going to be a tough time for him because he doesn't, have a lot of downtime. He's a busy man.
Yeah, he referenced that yesterday, that being away for a few days, and not just, but he's going to have to rest. Like it's one of those things where he's heard varying reports of some people down for a few weeks, some people down for a few days, but he knows it's a few days for sure. And it's a man who does not sit down and relax well.
Well, I'm sure we give him enough suggestions on shows to watch because you and I have been on him for a few things, and I know he's got a list of his own. So I think maybe that will keep him occupied.
Thanks for the notes, Joe. We miss you already. Take it easy. Good luck with your surgery today.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe and Kirby
podcast.
The Philly, Joe and Kirby podcast.
Has a bone for the guy in the tow truck driving down Gun Road with no lights on.
Ooh.
A, how do you not know you don't have your lights on? B, how do you not know the international flashing of high beams is the signal for turning your lights on? Get your head out of your ass.
Yeah, man, that's a tough one. You know very well. It's well documented in this room on this show that I have tried to pull up alongside of someone and tell them that their lights, that they're driving ninja style. They have no lights on, and they look at me like they should be calling the cops. Like, buddy, get out of here. Stop trying to talk to me.
Not going to lie, I probably would do the same.
Yeah, it's especially when we go to work, right? It's what? It's 3:45. No,
dark,
that's
and
when I get up. 4:15.
Yeah, on the road at that time, you just don't know.
Some dude pulls up alongside you. Hey, excuse me. Like, it's just.
It could be broad daylight though,
yeah.
and you could do that, and I'd be like, oh my god, what a psychopath.
Summer might be a little easier because the windows could be down.
Right,
Excuse
and
me.
it's less jarring.
Your lights aren't on. Okay, moving along here, sticking in traffic.
Everyone, get your to together. Learn the difference between a merge and a yield. Please, you driving teachers, gotta get your together. Make this a little bit harder for them. It's a yield and a merge. The symbols are not that hard.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It's a challenge, and it's going to continue to be a challenge, I think.
I don't see it not remaining a big challenge for a lot of people. They just freeze up. There's they get to that point, merge or yield.
You can put as many signs as you want, but I don't think some of them are going to read them.
A message for motorcyclists, like a cautionary or
Hey, Philly, Joe, and Kirby. Hope everything's going good with you guys. Pretty hard to complain as a Winnipegger today. Go Jets, go. I do have a little bit of a public safety announcement sort of thing I'd like to share. Now that the weather is beautiful, we've got a lot of motorcycles and bicycles out on the road. Now, you always hear about people saying, make sure that you watch for motorcycles and bicycles if you're driving a vehicle. And I absolutely support that. I do want to add one thing, though. If you are the rider of a motorcycle, please do us a favor. For those of us in bigger vehicles that can't stop nearly as fast as you, please don't cut us off and then slam on your brakes. We don't want an accident, just like you don't. So we both have a role in safety to play in this. Anyways, love you guys. Have a fabulous day. Go Jets, go!
That one came in before the Jets game last night. Not that it's doom and gloom just yet. It's only game one, but still. I like that, right? Everybody watch out for everybody on the roads.
It takes two to tango. Isn't that the saying?
Yeah, absolutely. The catchphrases, they just...
I got one for everything.
You do, yeah, you do, absolutely. Okay, moving along here. Joel calls all the time, and he wants to send a message out to Joe.
Hey guys, Joel here. I just heard, Joe, you're having minor surgery. Well, you have a speedy recovery. And can you please play for next 3 bangers in a row? Can you please play Ram It Down by Judas Priest? Take care. Love you guys. Bye.
Okay, yeah, Joe's away. He's having a procedure done. He's sometime next week he'll be back. Look at that, Joel already looking ahead to tomorrow for the next Jets game day triple banger situation.
Yeah, he knows what's up.
Doesn't sound good. Triple banger hour. No. So tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, we'll definitely have a triple banger.
I love that. On a Friday, heading into the weekend with the Jets. Oh, that's going to be great.
And I'll put Ram It Down by Judas Priest on the list. Ram it down! Straight through the heart of this town, Kirby.
Okay. I'll let Joe know that Joel left that message when I send Joe his motivational quote this morning before his surgery.
Please let him know. Okay. Yeah, he'll love that.
Pass that along.
He will. Okay, this one here is gone viral for sure. And at some point yesterday on 92.1 City, someone was talking about it clearly.
So it's someone that hasn't called in a while. It's your friendly neighborhood tow truck cowboy. Currently listening to the station here at 10:41 p.m. Listening to some guys, some fellas, talking about that bloody gorilla versus 100 men. I don't think people get it. Like, 100 men can pretty much take almost any land creature that's on this planet. Like, a gorilla is not as impressive as you think. And they're not like, there's one thing that people forget is, oh, they got all this strength. They got this bite force. I heard the one guy talk about bite force. Oh, bite force. Yeah, but the one thing that they lack is endurance. Like, literal like, the guys who study apes for a living were like, yeah, this wouldn't end well for the gorilla. Like, there'd be a lot of guys hurt. Guaranteed the first 10 are probably getting messed right up. But the gorilla is going to get tired quick because that's what happens to them. They're too big.
They get tired.
Like,
okay.
Geez Louise, just, I don't know, shake my head at this stuff. Y'all have a good. We'll talk to you later.
So this is not going to surprise you. My 2 sons and I have discussed this at length because they're on the social media. They have seen this debate raging.
I've seen it as well.
Right, I'm sure that doesn't surprise me as well. And so we have talked about this. Why don't we save it for Throwdown Thursday at 7 o'clock?
I love
or
it.
After 7 o'clock.
Yeah, because I would like to hear more about this.
100 men versus a silverback gorilla. Throwdown Thursday coming up in just under an hour. Okay, let's wrap with one of our favorite people, Lisa. And
that's what we need after that loss last night.
She's not a fan because she lives downtown. At least that's what we can. That's what we figure. And she's not a huge fan of big parties that happen downtown,
or parades.
So or
children playing across the street in the schoolyard.
So she likes the Jets, but she doesn't necessarily love the whiteout parties. And I don't know if people's cars have been breaking down or around her apartment or what.
My question is, why is everyone yelling at me? They're running out of gas, and they're broke after the Jets game, and I don't even have a car. Like, I could live on macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they're all yelling at me about their auto-pack and speeding tickets.
I'm just trying to visualize. Lady, do you have a jerry can or a car ran out of gas after the whiteout party?
They're all broke.
The Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
Boston Pizza text line. So after all of that, we didn't actually get a traffic report.
Listen,
Kirby?
I am trying my best over here. There is no traffic to report at this time. And I know Joe's away.
Right. Joe's away. He's back next week, and it becomes very stressful. Curbs has to look, big shoes to fill with Joe's traffic and Joe's weather.
He does have big shoes.
He has big shoes, but he's also he is thorough with the traffic. That he is writing for 4 hours on that notepad.
100%.
He's thorough with his weather.
I don't have a notepad.
The man's got the wind down pat from the directions and
I don't know
whether
if he
you need
studies it the night before, if that's why he likes to stay up late. Like if he likes to, go over the wind.
I don't think so. I think he just comes in and reads the forecast in the morning and makes some notes.
Okay, well, he makes it look like he's working hard over there, and I'm telling you, I'm working just as hard to bring you the latest in traffic and weather, okay?
So nothing right now. You're saying it's a good news type of morning in traffic so far.
So far, so good.
Okay. As always, keep those reports coming. 762-555 on the Boston Pizza text line. And go easy on Kirby. She had a disaster last night with some salad dressing in her kitchen. And I've been hearing about it this morning. Apparently, it was so bad that she could never eat Zesty Italian dressing ever again.
Never again. I don't know what the hell happened, but I was making a salad last night, and this bottle...
That's your first mistake, making a salad.
Well, I make a lot of salads, okay? And this bottle, it's a new type of dressing I've never tried before.
Zesty
it's like one
Italian?
Of those, it's like one of those...
Isn't it pretty common? Never.
It's a different type of Italian brand. Like, it's not Kraft.
Oh, I see.
It's like one of those ones in like a glass bottle. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it was on sale. So I was like, okay, perfect.
Fancy schmancy? Is that like a little
It's
higher
a little
end?
higher end,
Kraft?
I guess.
Right.
But anyways, so I am taking the... Like, you know how it comes with like a plastic wrap around the cap?
Yeah.
So I take that off. And then I go to shake the bottle up before I open it.
Yep.
I don't know if it was pressurized or something was happening with the cap, but when I went to, and I gave it like one of those hard like shakes.
Yeah.
And the cap shot off.
As if it was champagne.
Mid-shake.
And whatever.
There was Zesty Italian dressing everywhere. It got in my hair. It was in my eyelashes. It was all over the kitchen floor, on the wall, on the fridge. My cat's water dish had Zesty Italian floating in it. And it got on my cat, who was just chilling, watching me cook.
Cat didn't mind. Licked it all off, though, probably. Like,
First
that's
time
not
ever
bad.
trying
Tastes better than that
Zesty Italian.
garbage food you give me out of
But
the can.
this morning, even after cleaning it all up last night, it still smelled like Zesty Italian.
Well, I was going to ask. I didn't want to...
Oh, my God. Do I smell like it?
I didn't want to pry, but suddenly this morning I've had the urge for salad all morning. Smells a little bit like the all-you-can-eat salad bonanza salad bar back in the day in here.
Oh, my God.
But that's unfortunate. I'd like to say that's uncommon, but sometimes with your stories, I'm like, man, I've never heard of that before. And then all of a sudden, the Boston Pizza text line's like, that happens to me all the time. Leave Kirby alone. Oh, my God. We have a salad dressing explosion every other weekend. So, I mean... That's weird that it would explode, though. That's something you would hear from, something carbonated.
Yeah, and the salad dressing was not carbonated.
No, clearly.
But I've seen people do this before with like making, like a drink or like a water bottle not being closed, and they'll go to shake it, and then it spurts out.
Okay.
It was like that, but just imagine with like thick, zesty Italian
dressing.
Olive oil dressing.
I'm going to chuck some croutons on you this morning here in the studio.
Small pieces
It is
of red
hard,
pepper.
and then you get to find all the dressing all over the kitchen. It's a pain in the ass. Is it hard to get that dressing off the walls? Did you have to pull out any special cleaner, or did it come right off?
Oh, I gave it a deep clean. But like I said, the worst part was this morning when I woke up and it still smelled like the damn salad dressing. I was like, what the hell?
There. Okay, so you hear that? Go easy on her. You're lucky you're even getting traffic and weather this morning after that experience last night.
This is the Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
Throwdown Thursday!
Okay, given my affinity for animal fights and apex predators, I'm surprised, actually astonished, that this has not come up yet on the program. It's gone viral. One gorilla versus 100 men. Got a phone call about the subject this morning, and we thought, why not? I do wish Joe was here for this, because he would also enjoy this type of conversation. But yes, on the Bone Phone, I believe it was Tow Truck Cowboy who weighed in on the subject. It is up at the 92.1 City Facebook page, Instagram. You can weigh in on the text line 762-555, and we have a cool prize attached to it as well, Curbs.
We do, yeah. Tickets up for grab for Wonder shows, and also a chance to win 2 passes to take a ride on that 92.1 City hot air balloon from Sundance Balloons.
So I was discussing this with my kids the other day, actually a couple of times in the last few weeks. And the one thing, like, it seems like a lot of experts are saying that the 100 men would win due to things like stamina. And even though the men would take a beating, like a bunch of them, they would eventually wear down the gorilla. I will say this, though. Does this kind of debate factor in human nature? And by that I mean when the second 10 men, or when a bunch of the men see 5, 6, 7 of the men getting just absolutely mauled and destroyed, isn't it human nature to be like, I'm bailing? This seemed like a fun thing or a cool thing or a weird experiment.
Yeah.
But I'm out now. I just saw what happened to those guys.
It was all fun and games until those guys got taken down.
I'm not. You know what I mean? Because I think that if that factors in.
Well, you make a good point, because I was thinking about this. Like, those 100 dudes would have to work together. Like, because you can't have the first 10 go at it and then have the rest be like, whoa.
Right.
And then, flee.
It would have to be teamwork. Put it this way. If they had a plan and they were 100 strong, nasty men, that were committed to
Viking
doing this.
backgrounds.
Yes, I'm taking the men. It's just 100 to 1, and the gorilla would do great at first and cause some serious damage, but it would eventually tire. Like, it would have to tire eventually.
I think we've seen enough gorilla movies to know that they're going to kick our asses. Like, it doesn't matter how.
But 100? So you're going with the gorilla?
I'm going with the gorilla. Because,
against 100 men?
Yes, 100%. Because animals are animals for a reason. They're animalistic. They have this, internal
just a fight
predator
until
versus prey kind of thing, right? Like they have to fight it out for that. That's their instinct. And I think that I also read somewhere that like a full-grown gorilla is 4 to 9 times stronger than the average dude.
Well, power is there's no question that the power of a gorilla is it would inflict crazy damage on the first 20 guys. Let's even go 20.
Yeah.
It's going to mess those first 20 dudes up, but it's the next 80. And
I don't think that it's going to tire out, though, because somebody brought that up as well. Like, I think it was Tow Truck Cowboy that said, they would have stamina, and I think that the gorilla would have stamina more.
Okay. Well, they don't have the stamina of 100 men, though. They just don't, and it would tire. Like, that's a fact, Kirby. But this is why we're doing Throwdown Thursday.
Yes.
You're with. I knew you would take the animal, though. You being Shalinda Kirby.
I don't want the animal to
get
hurt, so I'm gonna just take the animal.
All right, Throwdown Thursday. Weigh in on the text line or the Facebook page.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get PJK into more ears.
Just want to make it clear, okay? In no way are we advocating for harm against gorillas. I've seen the movie Gorillas in the Mist. I loved it. Sigourney Weaver, get off my mountain! Like, she's protecting the gorillas. They're endangered species. They're beautiful. It's just a harmless conversation that has gone viral online. And due to a bone phone call and then Throwdown Thursday, we've jumped on it this morning because we like this kind of conversation. 100 men versus 1 gorilla. The debate rages on. And what I love about, I always call it PJK Nation, but the 92.1 City Nation, if you will, is the detail they will go into when it comes to a discussion of this nature. We are getting battle plans. We are getting scenarios on the text line and on the Facebook page. And I think you, animal lover that you are, should read that one about weapons and...
Okay, all right. Well, this one comes from Mitch. Okay, it says, if the 100 men can use weapons like sticks, logs, rocks, whatever, I'd go with the 100 men. If it's just bare knuckles, no weapons, I'd go with the gorilla. One good hit or smash, and you're knocked out or broken bones and done. The gorilla could just swing wildly and smash any man on the ground just once, and they're done. Gorilla wins.
See, that's way more impactful with you reading it. I will say no.
Really
There's no sticks and
paints a
logs.
picture.
There's no sticks and logs and rocks.
I don't think that would even work agast a gorilla. Like, let's be
Well,
honest.
it would help if you could grab. If you could start all of a sudden ripping weapons out of the bush and throwing, of course it would help. Imagine if you're grabbing boulders and running at the gorilla with big giant rocks like cavemen.
Okay, well then you're telling me no, one guy couldn't just take a boulder and run at it with him. That you guys would have to coordinate.
That's why the one person said,
and that's where it's going to get difficult.
Are we talking stupid men or smart men? That's what the one person wrong.
It's a mixed bag, and honestly,
we can't control the intelligence of these men.
There is no prerequisite for these 100 men. They're just there. They've been randomly selected by the randomizer.
Are they, that's another, are they super strong men? Are they men like the size of the mountain from Game of Thrones, like 6'6"? You know,
like the type of men that compete
huge,
in like
Brock Lesnar,
the Viking competition in Gimli.
Magnus for Magnuson. Are they men like that? Or are they just regular men, randomly selected? Because if it's randomly selected men, then they have no chance. The only chance is if it's tough, like Navy SEALs, MMA fighters.
Has some sort of like, ridiculous background.
Yes.
But yes, if it's just 100 regular dudes, I think you're in trouble because it's going to take a lot. Like,
one guy wants to know, sorry, Kirby, what generation of men we're talking about.
Oh, my God. Does it really matter?
Well, I guess what he's trying to say is...
I think it's funny, though, that you made a good point off air. You were saying, like, it would just take, the first 10 guys to get taken out by the gorilla and the other guys be like, whoa, like no one's going to run at the gorilla.
Human nature says that's the part that I struggle with. Human nature. Like one guy points that out. I think, too, I think men will come up with a strategy after their first 20 friends die a horrible death. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is once you watch a bunch of them, because the first bunch of men are going down. Like, and who gets to be the first 10? Yeah, I'll volunteer to go in that first group of 10, because before the gorilla gets tired and you have a chance to put your strategy in play, the first bunch of men are going down. Who wants to be? I don't want to be in.
And that's the thing, is it's going to take, the confident men are going to get weeded out real soon. Like the guys that think that they can take this thing on, they're going to get, they'll get weeded out real soon.
I just know I'd get sent in first. Aubrey, get in there. You're going first.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe, and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
Got this on the Boston Pizza text line. Good morning, Philly and Kirby. Chris here. Hey, Curbs, found the answer to your issue with the powdery jam-filled donuts. Remember when we spent like a whole week talking about donuts? That wasn't that long ago.
Sorry, not to be confused with the week about canned meat, right?
Yes, canned meat. It was amazing. That was an awesome week.
The week before.
Of conversation. There was also a week on donuts as well. Anyway, so back to this text. The problem with the powdery jam-filled donuts, because you don't like donuts with filling in them.
Or powder.
So the big problems for you. So the solution is powdery jam-filled Timbits. This way you only get a little powder on your fingers and you don't need to worry about the jam squirting everywhere.
Okay. I mean, there's less to grab with a Timbit. It's your fingertips, right? You're not holding the whole donut.
Right. I'm going to be honest, and I like almost every donut. Like in a pinch, I would take any of the donuts. In any of the donuts on the shelf.
What kind of pinch are you in at that point when you're deciding, you know what? I don't care what kind of donut there's available. Give me a donut.
Well, you open up the box and there's only two
in
left.
The office, there's the low end donuts that the rest of the office doesn't want.
I'm never going to say, oh, well, there's only an old fashioned plain or a jam buster, so I'm not having one. I'm taking one. That's a pinch. I would call that a donut pinch. So I don't normally order a whole bunch of these powdery jam buster, the jam filled ones. I'll eat them, but they're not my favorite.
And I'm sure they're much like burgers. The messier, the better, when it comes to the donut.
Well, if you're driving, you don't really want it messy all over the place.
I know. I don't like those luxury donuts that you can get, like the high-end ones with
Luxury
like
donuts?
Yeah, like the ones that have like literally like pieces of cookie dough or like
Yes.
some sort of flavoring that's special.
Designer donuts.
Designer donuts, yes. Those ones, like, I don't mind, but you definitely have to be sitting down and
It's an investment.
yeah.
It's not something to
It's a
eat behind the
two-hander.
wheel. Yeah. The Timbits are a great idea. And if you use chopsticks like people do with Cheetos, people use chopsticks for Cheetos.
Yeah.
You don't get any powdered sugar on you. It's the same thing, I guess, with the Cheetos because you get the orange powder all over your fingers and then it gets all over the remote control.
Yeah, I'm not big on the greasy fingers.
So is this problem solved for you then? Would you do the Timbits powdery jam filled?
I might try one, but I'm certainly not buying a whole box like this person is and just diving in. Like, I think that's there's too many to get around to get in just one, you know?
I don't see you. Yeah, you wouldn't do that. You don't like something popping out of the pastry. It's just not your thing.
Yeah.
This person says Robin's Donuts does something called a Ghostbuster, which is like a Bismarck, only it's filled with whipped cream that is filled with donut to die for.
What is a Bismarck? That sounds like a hefty donut. Like
Yeah, when you call it the Bismarck,
the Bismarck. Like,
that's
isn't that a ship? Like, give me the Bismarck.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.
good morning, Hailey. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Well, better that I got through.
Oh yeah, I sense.
Yeah, we're excited for you.
Yeah, we are.
How are you two?
You know what? We missed the big guy. We missed the big
Joe.
slice. but-
Joe's off today, but we're handling things well, I think.
Well, handling might be a little strong. We're staying afloat, Hailey.
Oh, good.
Have you been playing along? Did you get that clue that we gave earlier?
Yes, I did, and I have been. It was a unique clue. It was helpful.
Oh,
It was helpful.
All right.
I think so.
Hailey, you're getting me excited, so let's play. Let's play. So the way this will
Let's
work,
play.
we'll play you the three voices. That's what we always start with one final time before we get your guesses, all right?
Okay.
Winnipeg's rock station.
And now, time for Hailey to give her guesses. Kirby, you want to guide her through this?
Yes. Okay. Let's start with voice number 1.
Gene Simmons.
Ding, ding, ding.
Gene Simmons.
You are
yes.
correct. Yep.
This is the one that a lot of people have been having a tough time with, so give it a shot. Voice number 2.
I'm going to go with the Mr. Beast.
Okay, from YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube and the Beast Game.
Yep. Voice number 3.
Number 3.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson, yes. Okay, so for $10,000, is it Gene Simmons, Mr. Beast, and Don Johnson?
Oh!
Oh my God, I'm shaking right now.
Oh,
I thought nobody would get this voice, Phil.
Oh my God. Hailey, you've got $10,000. How are you feeling right now?
I feel like I'm at an absolute loss for words. So excited.
Oh my gosh.
Whew.
Oh,
That is so crazy. So how did
I'm shaking.
you've been playing along obviously, and did that clue help you? You said it kind of solidified things.
the whole think outside the box. I at first thought maybe an actor and musician, but then once I saw that clue, I went back to all the YouTube I've watched, like a lot of it back in the day, and I recently watched the Beast Games, and I was like, that's a higher voice, and that was just a random guess that I was lucky to get through.
Oh my gosh, the chance.
Hailey.
Like, this is amazing.
Haley, how much could you use $10,000? What do you have any plans that come to that come to mind that you might use it for?
I just had a big ordeal with my car, and the bill was a lot more than I expected, so this money is going to be so helpful.
That is unbelievable.
Gosh, I love hearing that it's going to help you out too.
That is so good, Hailey.
Yeah, big time.
Oh,
Okay, this is exciting. Wow. Congrats.
Hailey, $10,000.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, lock it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.